Hi, hello. What is up? Welcome back to Snark and Spark. This is my channel and I am Emily, and today I'm just doing a really quick clip because I haven't been on in a little while. Yeah. So there is information coming, there are videos coming. I have been working on this project. I don't want to call it like a secret project because it's not, but I was working on a project and I really was taking my time with it, with each video that I was recording, and I'm still editing a bunch of these videos, so I don't know how many videos there will be in total yet. I'm also kind of speaking in circles. Like, we just started. It's not even a minute and I'm throwing information at you. Basically, I've been filming a project for the last couple days, really over the course of a week, and really taking my time. I have a lot of footage that I recorded, like hours of footage that I recorded, and I am in the editing phase, and it is going to be a multi-part, very short series of a project that I was working on. I am actually incredibly proud of this. It seems really silly, but it's something I got in my head that I wanted to do, and so I did it. And I'm just really hoping that you guys like it as much as I did making it. I had a lot of fun with this project. So, and if you guys like it, there might be more. I can't make any promises just because this was so time intensive, not necessarily labor intensive, but time intensive. It took a lot of time to do what I was doing. The editing really isn't what takes that long. It's the filming. So, here's a hot mess. But I wanted to pop in and give you guys a quick update since I haven't been on in a while. I haven't done homework videos in a little bit. I will be getting back to doing homework videos. I just took a short break from doing them. I felt the prompts were kind of easily interpreted with whatever was going on. I was also really busy, so I just didn't sit down and do them, and that's okay. But I will be getting back into doing homework videos. There's a lot of pressure on the admin team and for School of Magical Stitches, and there's pressure on us mods. We are always on. I pretty much have to always be available unless I absolutely can't be available. So I haven't been as active in my groups because I've been dealing with some personal stress having to do with my husband's career and also having to do with my health. So I have not been as active in School of Magical Stitches as a moderator as I personally want me to be. Things have definitely settled down. We have some answers, we have some idea. So I feel more confident that I can be more active in the group again, which is a great feeling. Basically, I had mentioned my husband was being considered for a promotion, which would be a huge step in his career, and sadly, we were passed by. Now, this isn't the end of the world. It's not just this horrible thing. Like, yes, it is sad, and I know he is disappointed. And we had had really good talks where we were going to be happy no matter what. If he got the promotion, great, fantastic, that's awesome. It's a brand new opportunity for us. It gets him off the sales floor into a more managerial position, but we would have to move. Versus not getting it, yeah, we wouldn't get that. He still has to stay on the sales floor. He's still dealing with everything he deals with on a daily basis here, but we would get to stay. So they both have their pros and cons. We are not disappointed in the slightest, or at least not like upset in the slightest. But we had to deal with that. We were dealing with, the stress of interviewing and the stress of just normal day-to-day life and working and raising our child. And then you throw this on top of it, of this big interview process, and then the waiting and the not knowing. So I do really appreciate that they called us and gave us a heads up fairly quickly. So we were able to kind of, readjust our sails and keep going. and it's nice. It was going to be scary to start over somewhere new and like move potentially across the country. I'm glad that we get to stay in our home since we did just move into this home almost exactly a year ago today. We moved in April. So, yeah, it's just kind of lots of feelings, lots of emotions. But at the end of the day, I am happy. We are happy. We're happy with the decision they came to. It means we get to settle down more here and do more of the projects that we had been putting off doing because we knew that this was a possibility. So now we actually get to do those things like paint and work on the yard and our fencing situation, which is a whole mess. But it's nice. We were all home on Friday because it was Good Friday here in the U.S. and I was off work, my husband was off work, and my son was off school, and we went and did errands, and we ran to the store, and we bought paint, and we are going to paint the downstairs. We're starting with the downstairs, and we're painting, and I'm really excited because we did this as a team and picked out colors, and I can't wait. We're probably going to start that tomorrow sometime since we're home for Easter and just kind of work on it throughout the week a little bit at a time since, again, we do have a house full of animals and a child. So there's no way we're going to like necessarily be able to do this all in one day, especially with the amount of wall space. But that aside, I also was dealing with some health concerns. We still don't really have answers, which is frustrating, but we do know what it's not. So that's exciting. Long story short, I have been dealing with chronic pain for years. Since I was 17, 18, I have dealt with chronic pain in my left hip and my low back, and we don't know what is causing it. And I have tried everything from over-the-counter pain medicine to chiropractic care, physical exercise, to just straight up ignoring it and hoping it would go away, thinking it was maybe related to my monthly period or stress. But it has been going on for more than a decade at this point, and I am tired of living in almost daily pain. I am tired of living my baseline life at being at a level 3 pain, basically. I have definitely noticed that it has impacted me greatly with what I enjoy doing and what I'm able to enjoy doing, and that's really frustrating, and I'm just done. I'm really done. I used to run. I used to really enjoy running. I can no longer run because it hurts. We like to be outside. My son plays soccer. My husband is going to be his coach when he starts soccer here in a little bit. We are very active. We have 2 dogs who love to go outside as well and go on walks, and it was limiting me from doing these things. And so the older my son gets and the more active he is and the more animals that we bring into our home and the more exercise they need, and obviously the exercise we ourselves need, I couldn't do it. And that's frustrating. That's so frustrating. Because I feel like I couldn't play soccer with my son. I couldn't go outside with him. I couldn't take my dog on the long walks that they enjoy. We used to really love to go hiking, and I feel like I couldn't go hiking anymore because my body couldn't keep up with, an 8-year-old. And that's just infuriating when I'm 27. Like, ugh. So I finally brought it up to my doctor, and I'm really glad I did. And we had a really good, honest conversation about it, and she thinks that this chronic hip pain that I've actually been experiencing is related to a whole host of other symptoms that I have noticed like an uptick in over the last year. Of been having a lot more pain in my back, headaches, nausea, insomnia. I'm not sleeping well, appetite changes, swelling in my hands and in my joints and even in my face. Um, pain, just pain, which no one wants to be in pain. How many times can I say the word pain? um, and she thinks it could all be connected. It could be, my body is overreacting to something. So we did a bunch of tests. She was really afraid that I had an autoimmune disease where my body was attacking itself. So we did a bunch of blood tests. It is not an autoimmune disease, which great. At least at this time, there is no signs or indications that I have an autoimmune disease. So perfect, wonderful. We took X-rays. There's nothing in my X-rays that is showing what could potentially, like my hips. Nothing is wrong. They took one of my low back and of my left hip. They couldn't see anything wrong in the X-rays. Yay! She has prescribed me a anti-inflammatory to take, which think of it as basically just a slightly stronger ibuprofen. But I take a daily anti-inflammatory right now. I have noticed some help with it, but not necessarily a huge decrease in pain or anything like that. But I did also start physical therapy, and that sounds like such a big, scary thing, but it's really not. I'm continuing to see a chiropractor. I see a chiropractor once a month, sometimes more if I need to. And so I had my first chiropractic evaluation and appointment this past Friday as well. And I went and we talked, and they asked me a bunch of questions, and they moved my legs around in a bunch of ways and poked on spots on my low back and even on my butt. And let me tell you, I didn't scream, but it did not feel good. And I walked out with a plan. And at this point, I'm grateful for that. That's all I can be grateful for. I can't ask for more than that. My doctor has done as much as she can at this point, and she is literally about to give birth, and she is still contacting me through our patient portal. I'm like, please just have your baby. But I really enjoy, and I am so incredibly thankful for having a medical support team that does not make me feel like I'm crazy and making all of this up, and takes me seriously and listens to me and gave me multiple action steps to take. And that's what we're doing. We're just taking it one action step at a time. We're going down the list of steps on this plan to try and narrow it down. And even if that means we just narrow off a chunk at a time and not necessarily zone right into it right away, I'm okay with that. Because at least I feel like I'm finally doing something. I'm finally addressing this pain. And it's so stupid. I am in pain right now, but you wouldn't know because I have learned how to just ignore it or to pretend it doesn't exist, because as a society we put so much emphasis on pushing through and just never backing down and tackling every problem head on, and just that's such a terrible way to live. And I'm tired of pushing my body to the point of exhaustion because I think that's what's expected of me. Chronic pain is serious, and it sucks, and it's invisible. But I'm trying to stop hiding it and be more honest with myself and with my loved ones and with my friends, and be honest with my limitations and my expectations and just what I'm capable of. That being said, my husband and I also went and bought exercise equipment, and I am very excited about that. We got a stationary bike so that I can use that. It's not a treadmill. I used to use treadmills as well. I do miss treadmills, but that is too hard on my joints, so I can't run. I'm not allowed to do anything incredibly vigorous. But we had a spin bike, an indoor cycler, whatever. And I got up on there today for 20 minutes, and I feel good. I do. I I feel good. And the pain that I'm feeling right now, I honestly think is more related to working out than it is just the chronic pain, which is also okay. But I'm excited. I want to get back into working out, and I want to get more movement into this joint. I want to walk more freely and less painfully, and I do want to lose weight, if we're honest. But all things aside, you come here for cross stitch, and I just spent the first 15 minutes talking to you about my life. So what I actually came on here to say is that I will be returning with homework videos very soon. I will also be doing my monthly videos very soon. With everyone being home this weekend, I decided to really just take this time to focus on my family, because we hardly ever get days off where we are all home together. It is very, very rare that my son, my husband, and I are all home together. Usually it's me and my son, or my husband and my son, or me and my son for a little bit, or me and my husband for a little bit, and like vice versa. Like there's not a lot that we get to spend a significant amount of time as a family. So I have been sucking this all in and really enjoying this time, and so is my husband and my son. So that's what's going on. But I will be doing the monthly for Semi-Sane. I will be doing the monthlies for Daily 30. When the monthlies get posted completely for School of Magical Stitches, I will be doing those. I will talk about WIPGO. So don't worry, don't fret. Those are coming. I've just been lazy, if I'm being honest. But they are coming. Now, I do want to wrap up with, I have 2 finishes. Woohoo! I have 2 finishes I want to show you, and I want to talk briefly about the monthly reading challenge that's going on in School of Magical Stitches, just because I have brought home a crap ton of library books, and I wanted to share them with you. So, let's do the finishes first. So, I have this cute little dude. Ta-da! So, this guy says, "Happy birthday!" It is incredibly cute. Sorry, I'm still getting used to using this camera. It is 2 little bunnies. We got a heart. We got a fruit. I honestly don't know if that's supposed to be an apple or a peach. Some leaves and some berries. And I know it looks very fall. It doesn't really look very spring, but I don't care. My coworker's birthday was actually on the 31st of March. I had it done by then. I just forgot to bring it to her. So I stitched this on 14 count Aida in the color Cafe au Lait. If this looks familiar, if you remember what this is the piece that I gridded on the back of, that I did my grid with me tutorial video. And now it's all done. It's a little uneven, it's a little messy, but I don't care. I pretty much followed the pattern. I did substitute basically all of the colors though, because I wanted to do this really quickly, and I didn't want to have to go to the store and buy more supplies when I have plenty of supplies here at home. So I just raided my floss bins and pulled colors that were similar to the called for colors for DMC. And I liked that for DMC, it said the number, but then in a column later on, it just said, a yellow, orange, red. So that was nice, because I knew kind of what they were looking for and what kind of color pattern palette they were trying to create, which is great. The other thing I did was I color converted the bunnies. So this one, she has 2 bunnies in real life. She owns them as pets, and I wanted to give her bunnies. So this one is supposed to look like her boy, and this one is supposed to look like her girl, and I am actually incredibly proud because I did this color conversion myself. So it's not the prettiest, but you know what? I am damn proud of myself. So I finished it, and then I glued it onto this card. It's just a plain card. It has a little rainbow and my name on the bottom. I should probably write happy birthday on it to her. But it was done. I just forgot to give it to her, and then we were all off work for, the holiday. So here's that. The other one that I am excited to show you is a bigger one that I've been working on since last year. I finished Praise Him with Strings. I'm excited. Put that needle down. So here we are. Praise Him with Strings. This one is on 18 count. Rustico Ada. 18 count Ada, and it said Rustico. I really liked this Ada for this piece. I think I used most of the called for colors. Same thing, I originally had planned to do this months ago. It was supposed to be a wedding present, but they got married in October, and it's April. And his birthday was at the beginning of March. So it's just a gift at this point. I am seeing them tonight, but it is not ready. Even though I just finished this literally like 20 minutes ago, right before I sat down and started filming this, I finished it, and I came in here and was like, I need to record this. So I will be taking it off the scroll frame. I'm going to trim it down. You can see it is not centered. We have way less fabric over here than we do over here. So I will be unscrolling it from the scroll frame, trimming it down to the size I want, and putting it on the, what's that called? Sticky board. Because that's what I did with the other one, and I will put it on sticky board for them and give it to him. So honestly, I would love to give it to him tonight, but I don't have the time to do all of that before we have to leave to go see them. So, but it's done. I am really, really proud. There's no way you're going to be able to tell, but honestly, these guitar strings, pain in the ass, not gonna lie. I had mentioned before, that's pretty much all that was left was the back stitching of these guitar strings, but I would have loved to have just done one long strand to make it look more real, to make it look more like a guitar. Unfortunately, fortunately, whatever you want to say, I do know that they have a cat, and their cat is a little handsy, and I just didn't want to take the risk that their cat, whose name is Stuart, would get a hold of it and pull some of the threads out. Because my cat has done that on a piece before, and it is not fun. So I would hate for that to happen. But I also did not want to do every single stitch. Oh, that would have taken even longer. I basically came up with a system of doing every two instead of every one, and I think it looks fine. So it's done. I'm pleased that it is finally done, and this was a total of 4,870 stitches. This was exactly 1,000. And I did that in 3 days because I was on a deadline, and I still didn't give it to the person on time, and this has taken me months. Oy vey. But that is all I have for you. I have to be signing off. I have to be getting myself ready. I need to grab my son from outside, make him change out of his dirty clothes so that we can have dinner. But I'm here. I didn't really go away, but it kind of felt like I went away, but I'm back, and just can't wait to talk to you guys again. So I will talk to you guys later. I will see you soon. But until then, happy stitching, happy reading, happy listening, happy watching, happy doing whatever it is that makes you happy doing. I said I was going to talk about books, but I just realized I'm running out of time, so we'll cover that next time. But in the meantime, be easy with your hearts.